All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something that I think we're all familiar with,
Yeah,
at least if you've ever been outside in the summer,
for sure.
mosquitoes,
Yeah,
and how they transmit diseases.
definitely.
And I think we all kind of know the basics, like, oh, mosquito bites you and then you get sick. But
Right.
we're going to go a little deeper today
Yeah, we're
and look at some really fascinating specifics
Well, exactly.
about what's actually going on in those little
Yeah.
mosquito bodies.
Yeah.
And we're pulling from some excerpts from pasted text today.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever wondered what's actually going on inside that mosquito
Mm-hmm.
when it's biting you?
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than just a hungry mosquito
Right.
looking for dinner.
Yeah.
It's kind of a chain reaction that starts with that blood meal
Yeah.
and could involve us, the mosquito, and even other animal hosts.
Right. So it's not just humans
No, not at all.
on the menu.
Mosquitoes are opportunistic. They'll feed on a variety of hosts.
Yeah.
Birds, other animals.
Right.
And that's actually a key point
Yeah.
because it allows some diseases to kind of jump between species,
Right.
like West Nile virus, for example.
Uh-huh.
It circulates in birds.
Okay.
A mosquito will bite an infected bird, pick it up,
Yeah.
and then it could transmit that onto a human.
Wow. So it's biting the bird getting infected
Exactly.
and then biting a human
Yep.
and passing it on.
Yeah.
So, okay, the mosquito bites an infected host,
Right.
picks up whatever the pathogen is, whether it's a virus
Mm-hmm.
or a bacteria,
Yeah.
along with its meal.
Right.
What happens next?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Different pathogens actually behave differently inside the mosquito.
Okay.
So viruses, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty strategic.
Okay.
They'll actually replicate in other parts of the mosquito's body before they go to the salivary glands.
So they're just replicating like crazy first?
Yeah, they're kind of setting up shop.
So I guess, does that increase the chances of transmission or?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Scientists are actually really looking into that.
Okay.
Because we know that the viral load,
Yes.
the amount of virus present,
Mm-hmm.
it plays a role in transmission efficiency.
Right.
So where how long it replicates in there,
Right.
that can really influence
Yeah.
how much is there.
Wow. So there's this whole
It's like a
complex thing happening
Yeah, it's a tiny battleground.
inside this little mosquito.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. What about parasites?
Yeah, parasites are a little different.
Okay.
Instead of replicating elsewhere, they take a more direct route.
Okay.
They mature in the mosquito's gut,
Uh-huh.
and then they migrate to the salivary glands,
Okay.
ready to be transmitted.
Got it. So now we've got all these, viruses and parasites hanging
Now
out.
we're hitching a ride.
Yeah. Inside the mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
How do they actually get into us?
It all comes down to the saliva. When the mosquito bites you, it injects saliva
Yeah.
into your skin.
To keep the blood flowing.
Exactly. It prevents blood clotting.
Yeah.
That's why you often don't even feel the bite at first.
Right.
But it's that saliva that acts as like a vehicle
Okay.
to transmit the pathogen directly into your bloodstream.
Oh, so it's not just the bite itself.
It's what comes with it.
It's like the little package
Yeah, it's the delivery system.
that comes with it.
Yeah,
Okay, so we got infected mosquitoes
right.
out there biting everybody.
Yep.
How do these diseases actually spread and cycle through populations?
So there are a few different patterns.
Okay.
Some diseases like dengue and chikungunya,
Uh,
they follow a direct human-to-human cycle,
okay.
primarily spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Yeah.
So it'll bite one person, pick up the virus,
Yeah.
and then pass it on to the next.
So it's just like a chain reaction.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
But you mentioned earlier that some diseases
Yes.
also involve animals
Right.
as hosts.
So West Nile virus
Okay.
is a good example.
Okay.
It circulates mainly between birds and mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's often the Culex species
Oh.
of mosquito that's responsible for transmitting it.
Gotcha.
So the birds are what we call a reservoir.
Okay.
The virus kind of amplifies in them,
Okay.
and then it can spill over.
Into humans.
Yeah, through mosquito bites.
Okay, so two distinct cycles.
Exactly.
Human to human
Yep.
or animal, a mosquito human.
Right.
Now, does the environment play a role in all this too?
Absolutely.
I'm thinking climate, water.
Huge factors.
Yeah.
Think about warm climates, lots of stagnant water,
Yeah.
perfect breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So controlling those things can make a big difference.
That makes sense. So we can
Yeah.
control the environment a little bit.
You can make it less hospitable for them.
And different mosquito species are better at transmitting
They
different
could,
things, right?
not one size fits all.
Right. We talked about Aedes aegypti,
Mm-hmm.
Culex.
Yep.
What about, like, Anopheles?
Yeah. Oh, Anopheles, those are the malaria mosquitoes.
Right.
Infamous for spreading malaria.
It's crazy how it's all connected.
It really is.
The pathogens, mosquitoes.
It's fascinating.
The hosts, the environment.
And don't forget about the pathogens themselves.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
They're masters of adaptation.
Right. Always changing.
Constantly evolving to survive.
To survive.
In both mosquitoes and their hosts.
So they're getting better at this.
They're getting better at surviving.
Wow, it's like a constant arms race.
It really is.
So given all this complexity,
Yeah.
what can we even do?
Well, knowledge is power,
Right.
right?
I guess so.
Understanding all of this helps us develop better
Okay.
prevention and control strategies.
Right.
So we can target the mosquitoes,
Okay.
eliminate breeding sites, insecticides,
Yeah.
even genetically modified mosquitoes in some places.
Wow.
Or we can protect ourselves directly.
Okay.
Repellents, bed nets, protective clothing, all
Yeah.
those things.
Okay. And what about vaccines?
Yeah, vaccines are a great tool for preventing some diseases,
Mm-hmm.
like dengue and yellow fever.
Right.
But it's a huge challenge to develop effective vaccines against all of them.
Right.
Just because of the complexity
Yeah.
of the pathogens and how they interact
Yeah.
with mosquitoes and humans.
This has been fascinating.
It is really
I
interesting.
feel like we take a mosquito bite
For granted.
for granted. Like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, there's all this stuff happening.
So much going on.
Yeah, it really shows how important research is.
Absolutely.
Understanding these interactions.
It's essential for developing effective strategies.
So given everything we've talked about today,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is the biggest challenge in combating mosquito-borne diseases? Let us know what you think. And until next time, keep exploring.